I guess every driveway is a little bit different, but we're just going to the width of the approach. So coming off this corner, imagine, I guess, pulling in where you don't want to set your driveway here and then have your approach there. We always want to be wider than the approach. So we're coming off. I like to line it up, if I can, with another sidewalk square where the seam is. We could go right here. I think it just looks cleaner with the lines from the grooves here. And then, so we're setting our pin there. We'll set another pin off the corner of the garage. And the reason we're putting the pins in is so we can take our string lines and then set our heights. So when we go to grade, Justin's able to see an elevation, that straight line height, get us down 4 inches, 4.5 inches, then we can set our forms in there. So the string line's kind of a multi-purpose. One, it establishes your height, but two, when you go to form, you got a straight line to run your forms off of, and they're already set to height. And that's what we're gonna do now while he's dumping a load of concrete. So typically we run into it all the time. Sometimes the builders will run their J-channel or corner posts lower than the garage door cutout. So we're just cutting it even with the garage door cutout. Sometimes a little bit, you don't have to cut it directly even because we'll put a little bit of pitch on it out this way. But for this one, we're just gonna go straight across because there's plenty of pitch going down. The only time we really gotta have pitch break on it going out is like if the walkway to the house came through here, which you see us do on a lot of the new homes. We don't wanna put 2.5 inches of pitch on it and 2 feet. So we're just gonna go straight across. And that's why I'm cutting this one out too. And then somebody had asked about how we set the elevations and stuff too. So I'll run through that. This one's pretty easy because it's already all sloped down towards the road, so. I feel like every contractor should have an oscillating tool. I feel like don't matter what you're doing. You always run into something where you end up using this. So this is just a rough guideline for us. It's not set to height yet. You did it really good down there by those pins, but like, I gotta put my pin in here, right? Mm-hmm. So that string line is gonna be on the back side of or on this side of the pin. So it'll be 4 foot coming through here. Like, for example, I'll put it like this, because now that string line is going to be on this side. So I don't ever run into my pin, because if I put the form on this side, then the form is going to run into the pin. Now I can go right past the pin. And we want to shovel all that out around the back side of it. So when we run that string line through, we can set the form right behind it without having shit in the way. Sometimes you'll run into it where their landscaping comes in where your workspace is. So we're gonna be 4 foot right in here, so might shift that a little bit that way. Sometimes like this stuff seems to just fold over pretty easily without really destroying anything. But sometimes what we'll do is like we'll bundle it and then just take some wire and just tie the wire to it. And if we have to, like, we'll tie wire. A lot of times it's like them big flowers like that. Instead of ripping them all out or cutting them, we just fold the whole thing up, tie the wire to it, and then if it's a real hardy bush, there's like a rose bush thing over there, you pull all them branches up, tie that wire onto it, and then pull it away from where you're working, and then you can put a stake in there and tie the wire to the stake. That way it keeps everything out of your way. Fun tip for the day. And just cut it like this the whole way. We'll try to take the fork and lift all that out of there instead of. As you guys can see, we're digging out in between the sidewalk and the driveway, and we're running it at a little bit of an angle, and that's because of the elevation difference from the garage floor height to where the bottom of them steps are going to come through. If we were to go straight across, we'd probably be bringing it up 10 inches or dropping it down 10 inches to the sidewalk, and they don't want to put a step in. So we would have to put a step in if we went straight across, because you can't have 10 inches of pitch and 10 feet, especially in the wintertime. It basically would be a ramp, a little water slide. So we're running at an angle further down the driveway, which I think will work out fine as far as parking the vehicle up to the front of the garage. Anyway, you're gonna walk behind the vehicle. And if you have stuff in the vehicle to take into the house, it's gonna be in either the back or your passenger seat. So we had talked to her, and we had come up with the plan that bringing the sidewalk down at a little bit of an angle this way would be a little bit more practical for her, because she did not want to put that step in. So that's what we got going on. See what you did wrong? So that's why you want to dig back 4 inches from the string line, because we got to be able to get this on that side. See how close you are to the line? So we just got to cut out a little bit more so we can get that form in there. None of the heights are set yet, but you can get them laid in there. Make sure they fit, otherwise dig out what you have to. You can throw it up there. Like this one's a little tight too. God, that'll give you a headache. So this is all another reason why we got them string lines up. Not answering that. I can run my forms right to height now. So I don't know if Jack caught that when I was using the laser setting heights. That step is going to drop down 1/2 inch to 1 inch to sit on the slab. So we set the height 1/2 inch lower than what that bottom board is, and then I can transfer the heights to the string lines. So now I'll put my string line to height. That'll keep me level on the steps, and then we'll have fall going down to the sidewalk. We'll form all this up, put about 2 to 4 inches of gravel in once I get all the heights set, compact it, and then we'll have 3.5 to 4 inches of concrete. And if you got steel forms, these are 10 footers. I know that that's under 10 feet from the end of the form to that pin, so I'm not going to put another 10-foot form in. So I have to turn the form so I can slide my 2x4 into that pocket and cut my 2x4 to length. Where this one, it'll fit right up in there. I'd still probably turn this one or the next one. So I got to turn it so that way at the end I can just stick a 2x in. Otherwise the 2x doesn't really sit flush with these little connectors. You'll see that as we go here. Let's say I need a 9-foot 2x. So I like to organize it with all my 16 and 4-footer or 14 footers down below, and then all the cutoffs go up here. Anything under 4 foot and under goes up front. So now I know I need a 2-footer. So I know it's not in here. We like to keep all our stuff in the same spots. I was gonna say it's fairly organized. Usually after every pour it kind of gets a little sporadic because guys will be putting stuff away, but everybody kind of knows where things go. We keep all of our 10-foot steel forms here, always have 2 to 3 sheets of plywood in just in case we're buggying or wheeling and we got a sticky spot, or we put it on the road sometimes so that way when we are buggying we don't get all that splatter and piles when he lifts his chute up. Justin's able to come behind us right away, start sprinkling gravel in. Working together that way is we get a lot of stuff done. This is I would say smaller project, but there's a lot of little different things going on. And I feel like we'll be done in a couple hours. Go down a little bit otherwise, and then right in here. Checking rough grade right now to see if our heights work out. Go down a freckle. Good. So that can go down half an inch too. So right now Caden's putting in the rebar reinforcement. fiber bar's been around for a long time, but I don't know if they just recently done something different to it, or if they're just pushing the sales of it more so now. But you can go with a 3/8 bar, and it has the same tensile strength as 1/2-inch steel. And it's a fraction of the weight at about 2/3 of the price. We've had pretty good luck with it. I haven't really had, I haven't had any heaving or anything yet, but a lot of that's your subgrade prep too. No major cracking or anything like that either, so we've had real good luck with it, and that's just what we've been running. Like 4 foot would be pretty narrow. We don't have a lot. See, because the sidewalk's 4 foot, but you lose a foot coming off the step. So if I probably go a little wider here. That way when you step off, you got sidewalk to make the corner. Just kind of walk it out and see how it works. Probably go 6 foot. Go 5 foot. 5'9". Yeah, I'd like to be out here, really. Might round this. I think that's what we'll do. Just coming out of that landing, I'd like to have a little more. Yeah. So I guess, yeah, quick little rundown. We got all the heights, all the string lines, everything's all set. Grade's good over here, Cadence compacting that. We'll just get these forms up, throw in our rebar like we did over here in the sidewalk, and that will be out of here. We'll probably be, I said noon. It'll be really close. And I think that'll be it. And then pending when we pour this, Jack maybe will be here, maybe not. Oh, hello.